Hello again, everybody. We're back to Jonathan finding his son. Well, finding this little boy who just walked out of a crater. This is very similar to Superman 1 with Christopher Reeve, which was great, very iconic. They redid it very well. Tom Welling once said that they hired the boy. Well, one of the reasons he was hired was because they were looking for someone with big feet, and he fulfilled that part. Here Martha is just ready to accept this boy with open arms, but Jonathan, he's hesitant about it, like anyone would be. But and then there's the ship, and I say that with quotation marks because it doesn't look very much like it's nothing like what the ship turns out to be, but they said that. It's a very ugly ship right now, but spacecraft, but it gets better, but they improve it. There's a great line. We didn't find him, he found us. Which is used later on, and then this is iconic with Jonathan just looking up. And then we have today on the farm, Clark looking at Fastest Man, but we haven't seen that he has powers yet, so I mean, I was Superman, so I knew he had the powers, so it wasn't a shock to me, but the people who didn't know this was about Superman, they didn't know. Here's Clark wanting to try out for the football team, which is he was on the football team in high school, and later on in the 4th season he does get to play, but he only plays for not even one game this season. One continuity error I saw was in the first season it says that Jonathan was, I can't remember if it was a running back or a fullback, but well, he was one of those two, they say, but then in the 4th season they say that he was a quarterback, so that's a continuity error. But they had to do it because Whitney was the quarterback of the team and they weren't going to take him off of it. And Clark, like a lot of teenagers, is just worried about, it's his first day of high school and he doesn't want to be picked on. He doesn't want to, yeah, he could take anybody, but he just doesn't want to be looked at in a bad way. He wants to be liked like everyone else, but he has to keep a distance and he can't do everything that everyone else can. Here we're introduced to Chloe and Pete. Chloe is a fan favorite. The first season I really loved Chloe, and then I know that a lot of people are going to really get mad at me because there are a lot of Chloe fans out there, but some of the time I like her, the other times she really gets on my nerves. And, well, there's the first time we see Clark use his powers, running at super speed. But she's just like a stalker to me. I'm just looking at the television when she's trying to get with Clark, and I'm thinking, just let it go. Let him get with Lana. But the first season I was very much for Clark and Chloe. Pete is from the comics as well. He was Clark's best friend. Chloe took over a lot of the things that Pete was supposed to have, that he had in the comics, a lot of the roles. During the 4th season, where Chloe knew Clark's power, but she didn't say anything. That was Pete's role in the comics for a while. There's Clark's lame excuse, taking a shortcut, and Chloe questioning it, but it doesn't go any farther. But my brother is a big fan of Pete. I like him too. I just wish they would have used him more, and he wanted to be used more as well. He was only on the first 3 seasons, then they brought him back for an episode in the 7th season, which wasn't... I didn't think that it did him justice. I didn't like the fact that he had a power, and the power was that he stretched was even worse. Part of the reason why I liked Chloe was because I liked blondes back then, and I was just really into blondes, and I had a girl that I liked that was a blonde, but... So I was always for the blonde, no matter what. But... And then we're introduced to Lana Lang, Clark's high school love. Well, high school and 3 years after high school. Kristen started out with a very simple beauty. She's beautiful now, but she just keeps growing more beautiful and changes as we all do. There we see the kryptonite, which back then symbolized how they couldn't be together. Well, they can't be together because he's got to be with Lois. So what are you, man or Superman? That's a great line. We're introduced to Whitney Foreman, which he's a symbol of. He could be somebody who Al and Miles got the idea from the quarterback in the 3rd movie who liked Lana. I don't remember his name because it's been a long time since I saw the movie, but he was kind of a pain in the butt to Clark as well. But Whitney changes, and he ends up being a pretty good guy. I think he's more normal than everybody else. And I used to hate Whitney because he just got on my nerves. And like I said, I was still for Clark and Chloe. And then we're introduced to the Scarecrow, the guy who was on the Scarecrow, reintroduced after. It was very convenient that he showed up on Clark's first day of high school. And then here we are at Luthor Corp, fertilizer plant, where for some reason Lex... Well, he's sent here to get out of trouble from Metropolis. His father sends him here to keep an eye on him, is what Lex says, and to prove himself. But with Lionel's ulterior motives, you never know what's going on. He probably sent him here so that he wouldn't get in any more trouble, and he just wanted to... He doesn't feel threatened by him right now, but that changes in the future. Here we see Whitney, and we're going to go to a commercial break.